Special at-home edition of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports with a look at the latest round of roster cuts for your Seattle Seahawks. Thanks for joining us here on the channel. The Seahawks have made 7 roster moves so far as cut-down day is quickly approaching. On Tuesday afternoon, the Seahawks will narrow down their final 53-man roster ahead of the regular season opener against the Los Angeles Rams coming up in just a couple of weeks from now. With that being said, let's go ahead and go over the list of the names who have been given pink slips so far to this point. We start with tight end Sal Cannella, defensive end Jordan Ferguson, wide receiver Malik Flowers, as well as corner Benjie Franklin, wide receiver Justin Marshall, corner Chris Steele, and Wayne Taulapapa as well on the list. Taulapapa from the University of Washington is the 7 players that ultimately the Seahawks move on from in this first round. Now, I got to tell you, of these 7 names, none of them are surprising. None of them are a wrong decision by the Seahawks either to go this route of moving on from those 7 players. As you look at where the Seahawks are at and some of these roster bubble guys right now, there's 3 names in particular that we're all watching for. One of those, of course, is Jake Bobo. Seems like he's pretty good about his chances to make the roster. Then also on the list, Patrick O'Connell is another name to watch, who's very close, as is Levi Bell, who's had an incredible preseason. Those are the 3 names that we're really keeping our eye on to see if they make it or not. But as far as these 7 that were ultimately let go at this point, not the end of the world that the Seahawks move on from these 7 players. And from here, you get down to that 53 point, and the Seahawks have some tough decisions to make to narrow this down, because here's what's changed. Here's what's changed for the Seahawks today compared to a week and a half ago is the progress of Jordan Brooks and Jamal Adams of their recoveries. Think about this. When those guys were kind of in question of sorts several days ago, then that kind of opened up a couple more spots, right? Now, with both of them back and expected to be on the 53-man roster, that's 2 less spots. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing for Seattle. You have those guys back. But we were at a point with Jordan Brooks 8 months removed from ACL surgery where the idea was, okay, is he really going to be back by week 1? It seemed like a stretch, but his progress was just phenomenal. And then in Jamal Adams' case, it was radio silence for a long time. We were asking Pete Carroll. We were wondering what's it going to be, and like, he's progressing, but very vague. And then just one day out of nowhere, Jamal Adams is okay and good to go. So I'll say it's going to be very fascinating when we get that 53-man roster cut day of what that looks like. But these 7 cuts that were made today, the Seahawks, I would say, did what they needed to do. There's nothing I disagree with. You hate it for these guys. It's the nature of the business. But nonetheless, the Seahawks make the right call with these 7 players as they get the roster cuts going. What's your one-word reaction to the moves the Seahawks made of the roster moves at this point? The first 7 that are gone, give me your one-word reaction. My one word is fine. That's all right with me. You did the right call with those 7 players. Now the hard work is really about to begin of trying to narrow down those final spots ahead of Tuesday. Give me your one-word reaction in the comment section. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seahawks Today. As here I'm at home, it's a Sunday night, got work tomorrow, but that's not stopping us from still bringing you a video here on the channel, breaking down what's going on with your Seattle Seahawks ahead of the 53-man roster cuts, as these cuts are already underway. And as they make more moves throughout the next couple days, we're going to keep you alerted and informed of what's going on with your Seahawks. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll have you covered. We'll also bring you any details on any potential trades that may be happening. We're talking daily news and rumors. We're also bringing you live shows during the week and watch parties for every game day as well. Subscribe now for free. Turn on those notifications. That way you're the first to be alerted and find out what's going on with your Seahawks when they make a move. We'll tell you what's going on. Stay alert and informed. We have you covered here on Seahawks Today. Of these guys, in particular, I think the biggest name that probably stands out is Franklin. We saw Franklin play in that game against the Green Bay Packers. But it's not entirely surprising as I pull up the box score as we speak in real time. Franklin was the most notable name, but I mean, it's not like that he made that much of an impact here of what he was able to do this preseason. I mean, other than that, and then as far as Wayne goes, I know that Husky fans love him, but he was never going to work with what the Seahawks were wanting to do with that crowded backfield. What I'm watching for in particular is Riq Thompson, who had a very good preseason. Riq had gotten a lot more playing time than Wayne did. And Riq, of course, played a significant role the last couple weeks. At times, he looked better than DJ Dallas. I think DJ Dallas still makes it in, but Riq Thompson's going to be very close. He's going to be a guy, Riq Thompson, that I'm watching for potentially as a practice squad guy. Probably doesn't make the 53-man, but somebody that could make that practice squad when it's all said and done. The other thing to watch for of these moves that the Seahawks made, these 7 players are likely just done. There's going to be a group of guys that get cut later on this week that will still hang around and be practice squad players. These 7, you're saying sayonara to. Once they got off the airplane from Green Bay yesterday, then that was the last time they would enter the facility. The next round of guys are ones that we're going to wonder, okay, are those practice squad guys or do they go on and try to find spots at other places here? That's what I'm looking forward to in this next round as we go from here. So with that being said, grade the moves by the Seahawks of what they've done today with these decisions, these 7 players that were ultimately cut. I don't disagree with any of them. I think the Seahawks did what they had to do. It's a tough business. I understand it's going to be a tough couple days across the National Football League making decisions like this, but what is your grade for the decisions the Seahawks made here? I'll give it an A. You hate it for some of these guys, especially Wayne, a local product and everything, but you can't ask more than an opportunity. And that's what some of these guys got in particular, was just a chance to step on the football field and get to play and participate in camp and everything. And these guys, just unfortunate, didn't work out for them in this regard. We will step aside. Appreciate you joining us here on Seahawks Today. Back tomorrow, more on roster cut news. We'll keep you up to date what's going on. Stay plugged away to the channel. I'll also have it covered on my social media feeds as well, at Tyler Jones Live on Twitter. You can follow me there. Subscribe to the channel as we'll cover it all throughout the rest of the week. Tuesday, going to be a big day. We'll tell you more. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll have you covered. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us here on this special edition of Seahawks Today.